Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of very interesting topics to go over. The first one is Tyler Mannion's recap of the Arnold Classic, in which he explains what happened, why Derek won and how he won, which poses he won and which he lost and why. And if you guys want to hear the whole thing, it's on the NPC News Online YouTube channel. It's a 20-minute long video. I'm not gonna play every single assessment for you guys right here because he didn't really say anything that we don't know already, but it's still interesting to hear because that's basically the way the judges are thinking. Yeah, he's one of the judges, but he is the vice president of the IFBB and he's very close to the head judge, Steve Weinberger. All the judges are communicating while they're judging, so this is basically the general consensus that I'm sure most of the judges at least agree on. So based on Tyler's opinion, let's put it that way, Derek actually won 6 out of 8 poses on Friday at the pre-judging, and it was 4-4 at the finals. It was a tie, in his opinion. In this video also, he has a really high quality footage and you can see exactly what happened. I definitely encourage you guys to go and watch the video, but basically this is what he said. The front double was Derek's pose, and I definitely see that, no doubt about that. Conditioning was better. Samson was definitely not showing the separation, the details, the conditioning, it was just not very good. And Derek also has those crazy popping lats, maybe a little bit too crazy, if you know what I mean. And he has a really good V-taper, really good conditioning in the legs, especially now with the legs improved, bigger and more separated. This was a very good pose for Derek. Front lat spread he gave to Derek as well, and I definitely see that too. Again, conditioning was better, especially in the legs, but also Derek changed the way he's hitting this pose. He's opening up his lats more, creating a better V-taper. So as you can see, his lats are huge, and there's basically almost no gap between his lats and his forearms. And with Samson, it's a different story. That's Samson's biggest weakness. Lats, they're just not very thick, but he has a lot of size. Otherwise, if he was in better condition, maybe he would be winning this pose. But I don't know, man. Like, Derek looks really good, really filled out, really detailed, really wide, crazy lats. It's a good pose for Derek, man, now. So yeah, Derek won this one as well. Now, as far as the side chest pose, this one actually was won by Samson. I do have to say that Derek's side leg in the side chest or the side tricep was crazy. You can see like crazy details, really good dryness, really thin skin, a lot of details, and he was hitting this pose really well. But Samson, man, in a side chest here, like with his upper body fullness and size, even when he's not in the best shape, he wins this one. However, this was actually Saturday night. He was worse at Friday, but I'm sure he won as well because his fullness to the chest and shoulders and arms and the weight in the shoulders. I mean, this is a really good shot for Samson, and here you don't really show too much conditioning. Yeah, you can show side leg conditioning, but really it's more about the size and the shape. So they gave this pose to Samson. I can definitely see that and agree with that. As far as back double, there is no conversation needed to be held about this one. Even when Derek is not on, he pretty much beats everybody today with his back double, so of course he nailed this pose. The conditioning in the glutes, huge difference, and now Derek was also showing some pretty good hamstring separation. However, Samson's leg thickness from behind and the width of the legs, like the inner part, look at the difference. Like he has no gap, zero gap, and Derek has some. So that was the one thing that Samson had going for him in this pose. But the back development and conditioning overall are both heavily in Derek's favor. So of course he kills this one. As far as the back lat spread, much closer. The way Samson is posing with his legs here, it kind of makes his glutes look not that soft, a little bit better. And also those hamstrings, man, the way they are connecting in the middle and the size of the legs, lower body, it's just very impressive. And also his back looks better in the back lat spread than in the back double bicep. But I mean, Derek with his crazy back and crazy details in glutes, even though this one is closer, it's definitely Derek's pose to win. Now, side tricep, Chris Cormier actually explained this really well on the Menace podcast. He described Derek's upper body as basically a reverse triangle, and he's really creating a reverse triangle the way he's hitting the pose now. So his shoulders are massive. The other arm, the arm that is behind is showing, but it's showing a little bit, and then the waist looks small. So a really good width in the shoulders and a tiny waist, controlled midsection. It does create a sort of a reverse triangle, and it looks very good. It reminds me of Jay Cutler, and it reminded Tyler Mannion as well. I'm sure it reminds you guys too. And also with his side leg details and overall conditioning, he actually won this pose as well against Samson. Now, Samson changed his posing. Last year he was doing the Dorian Yates variation. Now he's doing this more conventional way, and I think it looks better. And his arms are definitely looking much bigger, much rounder, much better. And also the chest as well, the shoulders too, I would say. But he's turning to the side a little bit too much, and Derek is showing that width in the shoulders and the conditioning, just the details and the conditioning, the dryness. I think this pose is extremely close. I don't even know if I would give it to Derek, but Tyler did. Tyler gave this one to Derek. So basically almost all the poses were won by Derek so far, and even the abs and thighs pose, which was the worst pose for Derek for a long time. However, he improved it drastically. And just like Tyler said, and I agree completely, Samson was kind of struggling to keep his stomach in, while Derek was keeping it under perfect control. Yeah, his abs are not the deepest, but he kept the stomach tight, and he was in really good condition, and he was showing great separation in the legs, and he was popping out his lats, making a good V-taper, and Samson was showing very little separation anywhere in this pose, and he wasn't really forming a great V-taper, so yeah, Derek won this one as well. That is 6-1, guys. 6-1 for Derek. And the other pose that Derek actually lost to Samson was most muscular, and I absolutely agree with that. Samson doesn't need to be in great shape to be impressive in the most muscular because of his size. For some reason, Derek really struggles to nail this pose, to do it the best way for his body, in my opinion. Here he was showing the separation in the legs. Look at the feathers in his outer sweep. That we never saw that. I don't think so. Maybe in his 212 days, but in open bodybuilding, no, not until now. And like his chest fullness was better as well, but the way he was doing this pose right here, I didn't like this variation. I think this way of hitting the most muscular for Derek is the best. This was in 2023. I don't know why he's not hitting it this way anymore. This looks the best by far, if you ask me. The shoulders, the chest, the arms, everything looks really good. The abs too, the legs look full. By the way, I absolutely do see that Derek is bigger now, but as far as nailing the peak, I think he nailed it better. Maybe a little bit better at a 23 Mr. Olympia. I think this was a really freaking good peak, really crazy fullness and conditioning. But at the Arnold Classic, he was spot on, no doubt about that, he nailed it. And at the prejudging, he won 6 out of 8 poses, and this is actually the footage from the finals. But I think it was pretty much the same thing, same story at Saturday night. I mean, I have him winning all the same poses and losing those 2 poses as well. I mean, Samson in the most muscular is just insane. With his size and crazy fullness and shape and everything, this was just insane. But overall, Derek was in better condition for sure. And that is the main reason why he won this show and why he won majority of the poses. If Samson nails the conditioning for the Mr. Olympia, he might beat him, but he really needs to nail it, because I don't know if this guy is going to be off again. I mean, I don't think Hardy was off that much last year, but Derek was. And I have a feeling that Derek will nail it again for the Mr. Olympia. So if Samson wants to win again, he needs to be 100% on, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a really tough battle. I mean, again, Samson only lost by 1 point in the finals, and he, in my opinion, wasn't in a very good shape. Some people are saying that he was the same as he was the Mr. Olympia, or a little bit worse. I think he was significantly worse. So I think if Samson nails the conditioning for the Mr. Olympia, I think he can win again, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. At this point, I would probably say that Derek is the favorite, but we'll see who's going to bring what. You guys tell me, what do you think down below in the comment section. Alright, the next thing we got is about Hunter Labrada. Now, this is not confirmed. If it is true, Hunter is not ready to post it, to announce it yet. But one of his fans, one of his followers, and one of the followers of my channel as well, met Hunter at the Arnold Expo and asked him what his plan is as far as the competition for this year. and he told him that he plans on taking a break this entire year, not trying to qualify for the Mr. Olympia or competing at the Mr. Olympia. Again, I don't know how true this is. This is what I've been told, but I would say it kind of makes sense, because if you take a look at the previous physique update from Hunter, he says here that he has been off for 4 months. Guys, 4 months off is a long time. I mean, based on this video right here, he looks good. For being off for 4 months, this is actually very impressive. I don't know what he would look like next to the other top guys, if we would maybe notice it more that he is off. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, he doesn't look as dry, as hard as usual, but, you know, conditioning is not there. But size-wise, fullness-wise, he actually looks very good. His body is holding on really well, considering, you know, what he's doing, or at least what he says he's doing. So he says here basically that he was off for 4 months. He can't wait to actually start blasting again. He's excited to see how his body will respond once he actually starts blasting again, if it is looking this good with being off for 4 months. And he says that he's enjoying being a little bit more relaxed, not worrying about every single detail that he would usually worry about when he would do his off-season, like growth phases. So he's not exactly super focused on bodybuilding right now, and I'm saying right now, but this is actually from 1 month ago. 20 days after that, or 2 weeks ago from now, he posted another physique update in which he's showing only his legs, and he's still off. He says here that he is happy with how everything is going, considering that his test levels are mere mortal. I don't know if this means that he is on TRT or on a cruise, or he's completely off, but yeah, his test levels are low. He's definitely not blasting, and it's been 5 months. Basically, since the Mr. Olympia, he did not take anything. And do you think that he is going to start blasting now, prep for a show maybe this year, later this year, and I don't know, something like, again, like Italy, UK, those shows in Europe that are like close to the Mr. Olympia, and try to qualify and compete at the Mr. Olympia? I don't know, but I got that one information from that fan of his that told me that Hunter told him that he's not going to be competing this year, he's going to take a break. And to be honest, what I wonder is he actually going to come back? If he takes an entire year off of everything and maybe he figures out that he's enjoying life more when he's not super focused on bodybuilding, maybe he's going to retire. He did consider that a couple of years ago, but he decided to continue and he came back better. But I wonder what is the plan right now. Maybe actually he is considering retiring. He just doesn't want to say that because a lot of bodybuilders say that and they come back. Maybe he's considering it. Maybe he's going to see what he feels like next year, and he might come back and compete again. Maybe not. Maybe he actually competes this year. We don't know this. I didn't want to ask to confirm, because if he wants to announce that, he will announce it by himself. It's just a rumor that I heard. You guys tell me what you think about it down below in the comment section. Alright, and finally we got another update from another son of a famous bodybuilder, and for some reason it actually very often happens that I have these videos in which I include both Sergio and Hunter Labrada, but I swear it's by accident. Now, as far as Sergio, I gotta say, it looks like he is coming into really good shape. Like, it seems like he is improving, he is getting better. I don't know if it is just the posing or he's actually growing, getting better. I think it's probably both. But from what I'm seeing from Sergio in these physique updates as of recently, it looks promising, man. Now, as far as what his next show is gonna be, he still hasn't decided which show he's gonna do. He's doing this prep with a new coach, Stefan Kinsel, and he says that they're trying to figure out his body, take some time to make progress, and then decide on a show. Right now, they have no plans of doing any shows. There are some rumors about FIBO, but I don't know if that's actually in plans. He said that it's not. I don't know who else is doing FIBO, but I think it's going to be a big show, so I'm guessing there's going to be at least one big name over there, so I don't know if Sergio can win that, unless it is a weak lineup. I don't see him beating like top 10 Olympians, but do I see him winning a pro show and actually qualifying and going to the Mr. Olympia? Yeah, I definitely see that. If you choose a show like, I don't know, Chicago, Tampa, maybe Toronto, something like that, If he has enough, I think he has enough time to get ready for those shows. If he chooses to one of those, I can see him winning one of those. And you guys gotta consider that this guy is actually quite tall. He's like Regan's height, so you can't really get an idea of how big he is until he's actually on stage and compared to the other guys. But from what I'm seeing in his physique update, it seems like he's improving, he's getting better, and it's definitely possible that he's going to bring the best shape of his life. By the way, take a look at his oblique right here. I mean, he has bigger obliques and they're kind of making his waist a little bit smaller. That's a weakness for him if you ask me. But here you can see that his oblique is popping out like crazy. It looks like, a spider bit him or something. So it seems like he has troubles controlling it even in the side poses. And definitely from the front. I mean, look at this. It looks weird, but it's symmetrical. It's not a problem. It's just his obliques. They are just a little bit overdeveloped. But overall, he looks good. He looks good. I think he's gonna go to the Mr. Olympia. You guys tell me, what do you think about Sergio, about Hunter, or about Tyler Mannion's Arnold Classic assessment? If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to support me and this channel, go and buy some hostile supplements, but make sure to use the code EVEN10 for a 10% discount. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you soon. All the best, and bye-bye.